Alright guys, welcome back to another video by Grow the Earth. Today I'm going to show you a really quick, easy way to get rid of weeds in your garden walkways and really pretty much around anywhere around your yard that you don't want grass or weeds to be. The good thing is it's organic, because once you spray it and it actually makes contact with the ground, it pretty much disperses and is not harmful to anything. It has a really long shelf life, so that once you begin to use this product, if you don't use it all, it's not a big deal. And the really good thing is it takes your walkways from looking like this to looking like this in one step. Now, this is something that you will have to reapply because it does not kill the roots, but the general understanding is if you kill enough of the green off enough times, the root won't have any energy to send up new green. So what you have here below me, I sprayed this about 3 days ago, and this was just as green and lush as what you saw over there. But I simply sprayed one thing on one. Now I'm going to give you a better shot of both really quick. I'm going to get a little up close and personal to it so we can show you what exactly has happened. Now this, of course, is the untreated walkway. And as you can see, I mean, I come through here and weed eat and try and knock this stuff down, but it only works so well. So, you know, you have some sparse grass here, and even some of it, which is right up against the edge here, is kind of growing a little bit faster because it's in the shade. So, now I'm going to take you over and I'm going to show you the other walkway that I treated. Alright, now this is the other walkway that I treated. Now, as you can see, there is still a piece of green grass here or there, but the majority of it is dead as a doornail. And, you know, of course, this will come back because it's only had one treatment and it was a few days ago. I'm actually probably going to treat it right during this video. That way you can see it being applied and about how much you want to apply it. But it's a very simple product. There's no mixing involved. You buy it, you put it in a little pump sprayer and spray it down. Alright guys, so here is what we're going to use to kill the grass. You're going to need three things, and one of them is actually optional. One, what you're going to need is some kind of a pump sprayer. Now this is just a 1 gallon pump sprayer, relatively inexpensive. Pick them up at any one of your hardware stores, big box stores, any of those. The second one, which is necessary, and this is what's actually going to kill our grass, is 30% or 300 grain vinegar. Also, they sometimes call it acetic acid. Usually when you get into the higher concentrations, they start calling it acetic acid instead of vinegar, because at that point it's not usable for human consumption. It's actually just simply either an all-purpose cleaner or a grass killer or a lab chemical. And the last thing that's going to be optional is a little shot or a couple of drops of soap. Now we use Dr. Bronner Sal Suds because it is a biodegradable organic soap that is a cleansing soap. It's a very good dispersant agent. So again, we're going to use this straight. We're not going to mix this with water. We're not going to do anything to it other than add maybe a little bit of soap to it to help it adhere to the leaves a little bit better. So we're going to fill up our pump sprayer and we're going to spray our grass down, making sure that we cover everything. Now, a couple of words of warning with this 30% vinegar. This is a caustic chemical. This will burn your skin. Uh, if you're more sensitive to it, it will cause burns faster. I've gotten it on my hands and it wasn't anything that was very concerning. It didn't start burning immediately, kind of like a battery acid does or something like that. But of course, I'm a mechanic and I have a little bit tougher skin. I'm not as sensitive to chemicals and so forth. Also, this is an indiscriminate killer. It will kill or damage anything that it lands on. So if you're spraying your grass and the winds are high and you get wind drift to some of it and it lands on your tomato plants or your squash or your cucumbers or whatever it may be, whatever it lands on, it's going to damage those plants. So we want to spray this on a calm day, and we want to try and get as close to what we're spraying as possible to keep that wind from picking that stuff up and moving around. The good thing about this is once it hits the ground, it's neutralized. So you don't have to worry about it acidifying your soils or anything like that. It will simply start biodegrading as soon as it touches the soil. And two, once it rains, it's completely gone and you have to reapply it. This will naturally biodegrade as it kills the plant and so forth with the sun. And that's one of the things about this too, is a nice sunny day really spurs this stuff along to work better. So you can spray it on a cloudy day. It's just going to act a little slower. But a nice sunny day will actually speed the process along and kill those plants faster. All right, guys, so now I'm going to mix this stuff up off camera and we're going to go into spraying it. And guys, before we start spraying here, I know that there are some people who are looking at this and going, well, we see the other recipes that are, regular household vinegar with some soap and some salt in it. And I would say you're absolutely right, but I didn't want to add salt to the ground near my garden because that can leach. Whenever it rains, that salt will migrate and move, and I didn't want to harm the vegetables on each side of my bed. So that's why I looked for an alternative. And this 30% vinegar solution is the alternative. You go with a higher concentration of vinegar, which accomplishes the same thing, except for the salt in the other recipe is going to effectively make the ground too acidic to support anything. That's the way that works. It actually uses the salt to acidify the ground so much that nothing will grow. This, just the opposite, it actually kills the greenery, and without the greenery you can't get any sunlight, so it won't continue to grow. It's effectively the same thing as putting a piece of wood or a black tarp or something over the grass. It's going to die. So we're doing the same thing, but with a organic chemical. We're killing off the green so it can't photosynthesize, and therefore it's going to die. All right, guys, so we got our little pump sprayer here with our 30% vinegar and a little shot of soap in it. And we're just going to set our little tip to have a fan, and we're just going to go down our rows. Or if you're spotting the grass in your driveway or on a sidewalk, we just want to make sure that we're completely coating it, because that is what's going to kill it, is having it completely immersed in that vinegar solution. If we just barely spray it, or if we only get certain parts of it, that's all that's going to die. The other part will still stay green, and then we're not going to accomplish what we want. Generally, if it's sunny outside, what you're going to see is a sheen over the stuff that has been coated. Again, guys, this is 30% or 300 grain vinegar and a little shot of soap, and it kills weeds and grass. It's simple, organic, and Once it rains, there's nothing to be harmful. Actually, once it dries, there's nothing to be harmful. So, again, I just encourage you guys to garden organically and work with the soil, not against it. Work with what God has put in place and not against it. And as always, pray over your family, pray over your garden, and have a great day.